my dear pen friends. This hobby has such a wide variety of things, you know. We collect pens, ink, we all talk ad nauseum about paper. Today, we are talking about something very, very cool. So Galen Leather, the great Turkish leather company who make all these beautiful accessories, sent me out a parcel. That's right, the Leather Compendium. It's fantastic. So today, we're going to look at it, we're going to do a review, talk about what I like, what I don't like, and help you decide whether it's something that you need in your setup. So please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff, and please consider becoming a member of this channel, where for a small monthly fee you'll get early access to my videos and some priority comments and messaging and that kind of stuff. I just want to say at the outset of this video, a massive thank you to Galen Leather for their continued support of my channel. Eunice over there is truly one of the nicest people in this industry. He creates products of great value and usability, and his support of this industry is felt far and wide. I'm grateful for him sending this and a range of other products out for me to review, both now and in the past, and one would hope, I certainly hope, into the future as well. I love Galen Leather products, and yeah, let's check this one out. The Leather Compendium from Galen Leather. So here is the box. The beautiful Leather Compendium from Galen Leather arrives in. Nice sturdy cardboard box. Lets you know what it is, and you can see a great diagram of it there. And here it is. This is the Leather Compendium bag A4 Zippered Folio from Galen Leather. It is a beautiful piece of craftsmanship. It is a beautifully designed and organized piece of gear. Beautiful, like dark black leather, a bit matte, but a little bit shiny. It's obviously picking up my studio light just there. So I'll try and keep it reflecting away from that. Couple of basic features on the outside. Nice leather handle that has those little stoppers. So very nice for sort of hand carry. And then you've got these two loops on the end here, and that is for the adjustable shoulder strap, and that they just click in on those little carabiner sort of style clips there. Boom, in it goes on there, and then you've got your shoulder strap. Now I've used this both as a shoulder carry bag for sort of transporting my bits and pieces around for work, but mostly I've been using this just like hand carried, basically like a mini briefcase, and that's how I'm going to show it to you today. So just know it comes with the strap. You can carry it across your shoulder or across your body, and that is perfectly adjustable, and I'll show you a little picture of that setup over this. But yes, let's back to the bag, and then it's got this nice sort of strong sewn leather sort of spine, if you will, and then a YKK zip that runs 3/4 of the way around. Now it's not going to quite fit in the camera on this view, but we'll get a good idea of it. You open it up, and this is the internals. So it's got this beautiful velvet lining around it, and all the leather, both on the outside and the inside, is 100% vegetable tanned cow leather. So it's good quality leather, and it's it's all made and done very, very well. Now there's lots of interesting little design elements, but I want to quickly talk a little bit about how this can be used first before I talk about the features and do a little pack out of it, if you will. So I've been using this as a carry bag for a pad of paper, as well as a music score, so that when I get to rehearsal, it's all there ready to go and I can take notes. I've had pens in the pen slots there. You can see little marks from where they've sort of gone in, cards and all that kind of stuff. So it can be carried like a brief in that sense. But it's also a compendium that can be handheld, because it's got enough sort of rigidity to be able to be used sort of like that, basically as a business folder, if you will, with the pad down here, or an A4 notebook, or with two A5 notebooks. So you can put one, with the spine in on one side and one with the spine in on the other side, and it'll hold two sort of side by side. That for me isn't the most practical setup, just because where the pages turn out. So I have been using that this way with the A4, sorry, sort of general sort of pad in there, which I'll show in the setup. The other great thing about this is it can be used as a lap desk. So there's enough, once again, enough rigidity there. Or you just open this up on your desk and you've got your journal and everything there ready to go. Personally, I think a missing opportunity here is having another slit like you've got at the bottom here, instead of maybe down there, having something in the middle here where you can attach a notebook in, so that when you have an A5 notebook sitting in here, it folds out onto the inside of the cover, so it's all sitting within it. But as I said, I've been using it this way. This side has lots of adaptability as well. It's got a nice big document sleeve there. It's got a flap over here and then a pouch on the back here, which can also be used for documents and sort of kept nice and safe. Or you can fit like an iPad Pro in there. And they say that a MacBook 13-inch, like MacBook Air or something like that, will fit in there as well. So your mileage may vary depending on what tech you carry, but that is what it's kind of designed to hold. So it's a part compendium, part briefcase, part storage carry piece, but it's great for that everyday setup. It sort of in a way is the more transportable version of something like the writer's box, which is the wooden case that Galen Leather have made as well. In terms of dimensions, it's 10 by 13 inches or 26 by 33 centimeters. And they say it's about 4.5 centimeters deep. That can also pad out a little bit depending on what you carry. And empty, they say it's 750 grams, which is, not insignificant amount of weight in the bag, but you are getting something that's like heavy duty and leather, and that's what you can expect from a product like that. So before I do the pad out of this and we set it up, the cost. So this retails for $299 US. That's roughly 435-ish Australian when I'm filming. So not inexpensive, but once again, you're getting something that is pretty classy and pretty beautiful. And, a piece that's going to last a heck of a long time and is super versatile. Okay, let's start setting this up. First, I'm going to show how I use this. So I just have a pad here of paper. This is an Any Day Now A4 pad. And I just simply take that back cardboard cover there and I insert it underneath that there. That fits beautifully in there. And you can see there, like fits very, very nicely. Super, super comfortably. And because that's got a nice sort of sturdy backing, that's a really lovely solid surface to write on. And then on this side, what I've been doing is carrying a few business cards in there. I have to keep business cards on hand because for networking, I'm always meeting people. I keep a Bowie, which is an Australian brand of pocket-sized notebook, which I absolutely love. Check out the review of these on my channel here. Absolutely adore these. And I tuck that down in there. That's field note size for those playing along at home. And then we have these sort of two larger elastic straps. So they're elastic with a leather top on them. These are great for things like, your charging cables. And then in this other one, you might want to put something like a pencil sharpener. I just have the Blackwing sharpener here, which fits very snugly down in there, kind of perfect. So that's always on hand, ready to go. Then you've got 5 pen slots here, elastics, and then a larger or tighter flat elastic sort of on the end here. And in that one, I've just been putting a couple of pencils. The pencils won't fit under these larger elastics, but the tighter one here holds them rather neatly. Then we've got the 5 pen loops here. So just sort of padding that out with a few pens. The Moonman Marjon P140, which is the Mont Blanc 149 size. The Pilot Kakuno there. The Twisby Eco. I've got an Anto Design Pen N, which is a rollable, or in this case, a ballpoint I've got in there at the moment. And then, Waterman Karen rollable there as well. So nice range of pens available, 5 pens there. But the other option is, of course, you can remove those cards from there. And using the 4 pen slot from one of the other Galen products, all sold separately, this one's from my A5 Folio, I can put that into, that is designed to be compatible with that slot there. And that's quite a setup. Like a couple of pencils, a handful of pens, or quite a few pens, you know, Pilot Custom Heritage 912, the Vintage Pilot Elite, the Asvine J16, and a beautiful Pens by Casey Kimono fountain pen there. So then I have, you know, always some papers or rehearsal schedules, things like that, which I can tuck down into that slot there. And they say, as I said, that this main pouch over here can hold a 13-inch MacBook Air, which is what I have here. And that does fit in there with a bit of effort, and that is padded and protective of it. And then you can put that cover down in there and it's all good to go. So that is easily, well, not easily, but manageably able to be done up there. And that's pretty good. That's getting heavy though, I tell you what. I don't normally carry my laptop in there. What I tend to carry in there occasionally will be my iPad. I've just got a regular 10-inch iPad. But what I do standard for work is I put my score in there, and then that does up, and I'm able to carry that for work and have everything I need for my day at work on hand. This is enough if I'm going to just a single rehearsal, not out for the day. I can just carry this you know, to a rehearsal or a meeting or whatever I've got, and everything is there. I want to show you a couple of other options now, just for some basic sort of setup stuff. Another option for that this side in terms of an A4 notebook here. So I have a Paper Republic A4 notebook here, which fits in under these leather flaps really nicely. And then that can sit in there, and then that opens up and you can work. Now, the only issue for me with these sorts of setups is when you open that up, you've got the surface of everything else underneath there that you're writing on, which is why I generally tend to use like a pad. And then I have a couple of A5 notebooks. So an option would be to take your notebook and simply put it in the back of there, and it kind of can be in there and you can use it, right? But the way they have this designed is that you can slip a notebook through this side. There we go. And they say you can put a second one in this other side, so you have two A5 notebooks. And yes, you absolutely can. One front out, one back out, and then they open like out that way. So it depends on how you want to work. That is that. I can't see any other way of setting up the two A5 notebooks in there other than doing it that way. This isn't what I would do at all. As I said, for me, them opening out over the edge of the compendium sort of is not a comfortable way of working. So if I'm keeping the pad in here like I had, I'll just place it there at the moment. If I need to carry an A5 notebook, I just carry it in the compendium and I can then open it out and write on it that way. Much neater and cleaner to do it that way for my setup. So I think that's given a pretty decent sort of idea of what you can do with this. Let's talk about a few pros and cons. So I'm going to start with a couple of cons. The first is because that spine is quite thick and the zip is sort of set off to one side of it, it means that when you have it open, it doesn't sit flat. So you're always sort of writing on a bit of an angle, and that for me is just a little bit of a pain. That's where I think this setup as a, like quick note taking on your lap or something like that setup, not as a writing box, is advantageous. I also think there's an issue here with the elastics. Now, if I've got all the nibs up this way and I close it like that and I hold it with the handle, all those pens are nib down. So if anything's going to leak, that's going to be the time it's going to do it. So you can put them in the other way if that's how you carry it. So that way, when I carry them, they're up, nib up. The only issue with this is a big pen. But if I use a smaller pen for a second, like this beautiful 1970s Pilot custom fountain pen, like that's not going to hold itself in the elastic there. If I turn that upside down to hold it, that actually falls through, and that has happened. Now I can put it up that way, and then I can get the clip onto that elastic, and that holds it in place. It starts to push out about on that end there. So if it's lined up, the elastic once again isn't going to hold and it's going to be loose. Also on this top end, you know, the elastic there, like you've got to have the pen down beyond the spine there to get the clip on. So it's not going to fit every style of pen. I personally think this setup could have had 2 elastics, you know, sort of a double loop. So you put it through one end, you put it through the other. The clip's going to fit on either end. It'll just hold it a little bit more sturdy. So for me, the elastic setup is like a compromise that kind of works. So bigger pens are better, thicker pens in this. You want the pen to be tight in the elastic without the need of a clip. So slimmer pens are just going to fall through. Just be aware of that. The other thing about a case like this is that it is very easy to pad it out. And so I won't put my laptop back in, but like I'll just sort of put a notebook in the back there and then bring my score back in. And with all of that in there, like, once again, the zips are kind of getting there, but that's pushed to its capacity there. So if you have bigger things, if you have, you know, sort of thicker items, you are going to start to really pad this bag out very quickly. Okay, but there's tons and tons of pros with this. I'm going to start with the craftsmanship and the build. It's all beautifully done. The zips are amazing. All the sewing is beautiful and even, as you would expect from Galen leather. It's all lovingly sort of created and flush and clean, and the leather looks great. You know, everything is really, really nicely done. Like for me, a great symbol of that is this handle, like those little corners on there. Like you can see the shaping of it and the, you know, the effort that's gone into actually like making that work. I love that. I love this internal organization. I love the fact that there's a space here for, you know, a bigger item like a laptop or an iPad or a score or a bigger notebook or something like that. Space for papers. You've got larger elastics for bigger items. You've got a space for that, you know, for pen holder or cards or another pocket notebook or maybe your phone or something like that. Nice, you know, pen loops. As I said, not perfect pen loops, but there's 5 nice pen loops there, plus the sort of flatter one there that I use for smaller items. And then this multifaceted way of holding notebooks, whether you decide to do that to A5 notebook. If I'm missing something with that, please let me know in the comments if there's a way that people are doing that differently. I just can't see another way of doing that that actually like really makes it accessible. But having that, one thing I've always loved is when they give you the option to have a pad that goes down over there like I use, or a notebook that goes in there. I always love that option. And a hardcover notebook in there would also fix the issue of, you know, writing on this uneven surface a bit. And then lastly, and probably my favorite thing about the leather zippered A5 compendium from Galen Leather is its versatility and the multiple ways it can be carried. With that strap, you are able to carry it over your shoulder, or you can carry it like a brief using that handle. I also like the fact that it can be a lap desk, so either using it straight up like that, writing on that surface, you know, notebook out on the actual, you know, outside of it, writing, or as a, you know, a setup at your desk, you know, having all your bits and pieces ready to go, and then you're able to write. I love that. There's no way of the cover staying open. I know, I think it was Hemingway Jones commented that maybe like a little strap or something would be useful, but, you know, in terms of using it as that sort of flat surface, I actually think it's kind of okay. I don't mind that. I prefer it as a flat surface myself. And then also as a brief or a compendium for actual carrying, going to work as a, for me, which is, you know, often going to rehearsal or for teaching and things like that, having everything sort of on hand, it's really great. It's got a lot of options. It's not inexpensive, you know, like $300 is a lot of money, but it is a leather product, and leather products do come at a cost. It is Galen leather, and they are beautifully made and well respected. And of course, the company themselves, it's such a great company, beautiful people, so lovely to, you know, to deal with, great customer service, and they really stand by their products, which is really great. So there it is, this beautiful black leather compendium from Galen Leather. It's just a thing of beauty and a product that is so practical. Is it perfect? Well, there can always be alterations and things going into the future, little revisions. And there are probably a few things that, will get revised in future editions of this piece. But thank you to Galen Leather for sending it out. It's wonderful. And if it's something you're interested in, head to the Galen Leather website and check it out there. Check out the different kinds of leathers that it's available in and see if it's something for you. So please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button and consider becoming a member of this channel. In the meantime, enjoy your pens and paper and inks and compendiums and cases, and I'll talk to you soon.